channel. I'm Ashley Morris, the owner and lead tutor at amtutors.com. In this video, we are continuing our journey through our system of equations word problems. This is part 3. There will be lots of videos in this because there are just so many different types of questions. I want to make sure you get exposed to all of them. All right, so for this one, we've got a fundraiser and we're selling boxes of apples and pears. One box of each was $20, and then you sold 2 boxes of apples and 1 box of pears for $32. How much was each box? So I'm going to define my variables. I'm going to say A is the cost of apples, and P is going to be the cost of pears. We should always define our variables so we know what we're talking about. So that first sentence, you sold 1 box of apples and 1 box of pears. If I multiply how much it cost times how many I bought, that gives me the total dollar amount for the apples. Plus, do the same thing for the pears. How much times how many, and that will give me the total cost. I'm going to do the same thing with the second sentence where it talks about numbers. 2 boxes of apples and 1 box of pears was $32. Now, this is a really good one for either elimination or substitution. It doesn't matter which one you do. If I do substitution, I have to move some stuff around. So I'm going to do elimination because then I don't have to move anything around and get like an A or a P by itself. But if I look right here, the P's have the same number in front of them. So if I subtract my second equation from the first, the P will cancel. I'll get negative 1A equals negative 12. I can divide by negative 1, and that'll give me that A equals $12. So apples are $12. Don't forget your dollar sign. My dollar sign and my 1 overlap. Let's fix that. Okay, now we've got to plug that back in to find the cost of the other. So you can use either one of those original green equations. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use the first one because it's first. 1 times 12 is 12 plus 1 times P equals 20. So I took my apples were $12, plugged it back in right here, and then I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides to get the P by itself. So P was 8. So pears are going to be $8. Now stick around, I've got one more of these for us to do. Alrighty, we've got another equation with fruit, or another word problem with fruit. At the store, you bought 3 bananas and 4 apples for $1.15. Your friend bought 2 bananas and 6 apples for $1.10. How much was each piece of fruit? So again, let's define our variables. B is going to be the cost of banana, just of 1 banana. And we'll use A for apple. All right, so let's write an equation. You bought 3 bananas, how much times how many, plus 4 apples and spent $1.15. How much times how many for bananas, plus how much times how many for apples gives us the total. Your friend did 2 bananas and 6 apples, and that was $1.10. Now with this one, elimination is going to be our best bet. Substitution isn't going to be great because getting a variable by itself on here is going to be really tricky. So I am going to use a calculator on this one for time, but if your teacher says no calculator, remember no calculator, okay? I'm going to do it for time, but if you have to pause and do the math without a calculator, if that's what your teacher wants. Now I'm going to eliminate, let's do B, because I can multiply this one by 2, and that gives me 6B plus 8A. Talking and writing can sometimes be tricky. And then $1.15 times 2 is $2.30. And then I multiply the second equation. I'm going to multiply that by negative 3. That'll give me a negative 6B minus 6 times 3 is 18. 18A equals negative $3.30. So when I combine these two equations by adding, this will cancel. I'll get negative 10A equals negative $1. Then divide both sides by negative 10. And I'm going to do this as a decimal because we're talking about money. We don't usually do money in fractions. And that's going to be 10 cents. So a $sign and then a decimal and 10 cents. 1 over 10 is 0.1, but we want to write it like money. Now let's take that and plug it in back over here. It doesn't matter which equation you do. The first one, just because it's first. 3b plus 4 times 10 cents. Oops. Make sure you're careful. If you're talking and writing or distracted in writing, you are much more likely to make mistakes. So that's going to give me 3b plus 40, but a decimal in front of it, equals $1.15. Subtract that 40 cents. I don't know if you can see that. You cannot. Okay, let me scooch over to the side. So that's going to be 3. I'm going to come over here and do it. 3b equals 115 minus 0.4. I don't want to make a silly mistake. 75 cents. Divide both sides by 3, and I get b equals 25 cents. So apples were 10 cents and bananas were 25 cents each. I hope this video was helpful. I will be doing more, so stick around. Lots of different kinds of word problems. If you have any other questions, please reach out to us at amtutors.com. We'd love to set up some tutoring sessions with you with our certified math teachers. Have a great day.